This video is all about one man, Oberyn Martell, aka the Red Viper, who slithered onto our TV screens and into our hearts during season 4 of Game of Thrones. Hey guys, it's Jan here for Flicks and the City, delivering a hot combination of badass quips and nifty moves on the battlefield and in the bedroom. Oberyn charmed our socks off, so we never wanted him to leave. But leave us he did in perhaps the most shocking moment of season 4 so far. So, in Oberyn's honour, I've dedicated this corner of the internet to the best on-screen moments of our favourite prince, poet, lover, fighter and father, played by the peerless Pedro Pascal. By the way, if it's your first time here, I do tons of exclusive interviews with the Game of Thrones cast, weekly reviews of the latest episodes, and top Game of Thrones lists. So if you haven't already, do subscribe. Okay, let's take a look at my countdown of the top 5 Oberyn Martell moments. Hating early morning starts because he preferred late night sessions, not standing up when the King's Hand Tywin entered the room, the whole way he sat in that chair, and commenting on the Unsullied's prowess on the battlefield compared to the bedroom. Could this scene be any more Oberyn? And I just love how he comes across so in contrast to Mace Tyrell's toadying around Tywin. The Dornish duo, Oberyn and his lover Ellaria Sand, got busy with a bed full of beauties of both sexes in episode 3, raising the show's boob and bottometer and delivering some delicious dialogue. Who can forget that perfectly Oberyn moment when he explained his sexuality to Littlefinger's spy and prostitute Oliver? When it comes to war, I fight for Dorne. When it comes to love, I don't choose sides. And what about Ellaria's outstanding reply to Oliver when he asked Oberyn if he managed to fuck his fill before he got old? He's a Prince of Dorne. Girls and boys will line up to fuck him till the day he dies. But it wasn't long before Tywin barged into the room, bringing an end to their fun and frolics. Apparently, nobody knocks in King's Landing. Then Tywin made Oberyn an offer he couldn't refuse. A chance to meet the Mountain in return for Oberyn sitting on the small council and acting as a third judge at Tyrion's trial for Joffrey's murder. I love this verbal dance between Tywin and Oberyn for many reasons, including the fact Oberyn invites Tywin to sit down on the bed where he's just been having an orgy, the way Oberyn nonchalantly admits to being an expert in poisons despite the fact Tywin's grandson's just been poisoned, and the way he stares down Tywin after he categorically denies his involvement in the murder of Oberyn's sister Elia and her children. Oberyn likes things his way, as he told Oliver when we first met him in the King's Landing brothel. So, our Dornish prince wasn't best pleased when he heard the sounds of a little Lannister ditty in the air as he was getting ready for a bit of slap and tickle. Now, if there's one thing you really didn't want to be caught doing around Oberyn, it was singing The Rains of Castamere. Sadly for his wrist, a certain pink little Lannister man didn't receive that memo, so when he decided to sing his heart out and insult Oberyn too, he soon found himself on the receiving end of some friendly Dornish advice about longswords being a bad option in close quarters. Ouch, that's gotta hurt. Oberyn Martell, the fastest draw in Westeros. After Bronn turned down the opportunity of championing Tyrion in his trial by combat, the Red Viper stepped up to save the day. Well, yeah, that bit didn't quite go according to plan, but Oberyn's heart was certainly in the right place, even if his face wasn't by the end of his match against the Mountain. In a cracking performance from Pedro Pascal, we learned that Oberyn Martell visited Casterly Rock not long after Tyrion was born, that Cersei hated her younger brother even then, and that to Tyrion's family he was nothing but a monster. But Oberyn obviously started telling it like it is from a young age, as when he saw baby Tyrion for the first time, his response was, "That's not a monster, that's just a baby." Oberyn Martell, you, sir, were an absolute boss. It's just a shame that, in the end, Tyrion was right that Oberyn had come to the wrong place for justice. But you'll always be our champion, Oberyn. How could anything else snatch the #1 spot but Oberyn's valiant attempt to topple the Mountain? Oh, how I wish I didn't have to use the word attempt in that last sentence. But a fatal combination of cockiness and obsession ensured the Red Viper was off to meet his maker. Yes, just in case you're in any doubt, George R.R. Martin has shown us yet again just why we absolutely cannot get attached to any character in the Game of Thrones world. Still, when Ellaria implored Oberyn not to leave her alone in this world, I kind of half wanted him to burst out into song. Ain't no mountain high enough to keep me from getting to you. Except maybe that mountain Yes, that face-off was all brilliantly, perfectly Oberyn. It started with a glass of wine and a kiss with his lover Ellaria, then continued full of flair, sass and uber confidence, plus a dogged determination to get the Mountain to confess to the heinous crime of raping and murdering his sister Elia and her children. Hell, Oberyn even managed to spear Gregor in the gut and the leg before the Mountain made mincemeat of our favourite Dornishman. Oberyn, 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 if only today had not been the day you died. To see where that brutal clash between Oberyn and Gregor ranks in my top Game of Thrones face-offs of all time, check out my video here. So, what are your favourite Oberyn Martell moments? Did you tear up when you saw him lose to the Mountain? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on more top 5s coming up, as well as episode reviews and exclusive cast interviews. And remember, if you're not watching Jan G on GOT, you know nothing.